Do you guys, adults, sorry, do you guys ever change? You guys ever change? You ever change? You're always the same? Maybe. Remember, you always that tall? I don't think so. I think maybe you started out pretty small. I think we all started out, and we changed. We grow. And 10 years from now, when you guys are all like adults almost, you're going to change some more. And do you think you change maybe when you go to school? Does that make changes? Well, yeah, because you learn more. And so you sort of change the way you think about things because you're learning something and you change. You know what? Change can be scary. Change can be kind of scary sometimes. It really can. But change happens all the time. All the time. And your parents have clothing bills to prove that. Because you grow out of your clothes and buy new clothes. All the time. And that's all right. Because we want you to get bigger. We want you to grow. We want you to learn more when you go to school, when you learn in the books, just get your brain all filled up with lots of good stuff. Okay. Do you think Jesus changed? Why do you think that, Elizabeth?
Because he grew up.
Because he grew up. That's right. Because he grew up. Now, he changed in one very special way one day. One day, he really changed. I mean, he really changed. He was going up on the mountain to pray with Peter, James, and John. And while he was praying, he changed. Now, another word for that we use in the church is transfigured. Trans, meaning across. Figured, meaning figure, the way he looked. He changed the way he looked, and all of a sudden, he was dazzling. He was so bright that they couldn't even look at him with sunglasses on, and it was really something. And they couldn't believe it. He changed from just being human, the way they looked at him, to being the Christ. And they could see that. James and Peter and John. And Peter didn't know what to do, so he said, Jesus, let's build a house. Because all of a sudden there's two guys with him. I mean, Jesus was there by himself, and then all of a sudden he's got two guys with him. And those two guys were Moses and Elijah talking to him, talking to Jesus. Peter said, I'll build 3 houses. I'm going to build 3 small houses. One for you, and one for Moses, and one for Elijah. And you can live there, and it would be all wonderful, and everything would be great. And don't you think that's a good idea, Jesus? And it would be absolutely wonderful. And he didn't know what to do. Peter was like, oh my gosh. And he got all excited. And so he said that. But all of a sudden, a voice came from heaven. This is my son, my chosen. Listen to him. Whose voice do you think that was? God's voice, that's right. And all of a sudden, Moses and Elijah were gone, and Jesus looked normal again. And the apostles didn't know what to do with that. How do you tell somebody about that? How do you tell somebody? You wouldn't believe what we just saw on that mountain. That was absolutely amazing. And everyone would say, Peter, were you drinking a little too much wine? You know, were you sleeping maybe? You were drinking it, right? No, he saw it. So they didn't say anything until much later on. So that is called the Feast of the Transfiguration. The Feast of the Transfiguration. When the apostles got to see Jesus as both God and man at the very same time. And that's the feast that we celebrate today. Now, do you guys have any questions about that? It's kind of like a mystery. because Jesus was both God and man. So that's a mystery. We just accept it by faith.